Jyoti, and a very good evening to the fellow Toastmasters and dear guests. हम तुम एक कमरे में बंद हो और चाबी खो जाए. Suppose two of us are in a room that's locked and we forget where the key was placed. Well, this has happened with me personally. And don't smile at me, this has happened with all of you actually. The glitch is that instead of two people, it was your entire family. And in place of the room, it was your own house. As most of you might have guessed by now that I'm referring to the lockdown period. It was an exhaustive Friday evening of the time when the night curfews were going on in Delhi, where the people were not allowed to step outside of their home after 8 p.m. But since it was Friday and I was slowly getting into the weekend vibe, I was strongly craving for momos, so I thought that I would go out and have something, or at least buy some momos for myself. But for that I needed to step outside of my home and walk to the shop as it was at a distance. I went outside, started walking, completely forgot that it was a night curfew. On my way, I saw some of the shops were getting closed and most of the shops were already closed. And then I realized that, oh, it was a night curfew. I took a look at my watch and the time was 8:30 p.m. I'm not gonna get any momos now. But my mind actually told me that if not food, at least complete the walk, So I thought that, yeah, let's go for the walk at least. I went near to the shop and the shutter was closed. The shop was closed actually. At least it appeared to be closed. Although the shop owner was standing right next to the closed shutter. I knew that I'm not gonna get anything now, but still I went forward and I asked him, is the shop closed? What do you want? I thought he didn't hear me properly. So I repeated myself again, this time a little slowly. Sir, is the shop closed? What do you want? Since I was not getting any answers for my questions, I instead thought that I should answer his question. I told him, 1 full plate paneer momos fried. And he was like, okay, come on, follow me. What is this going on? I mean, a raw meeting or something that I was not aware of? But I followed him anyhow. And he opened the shutter and there was an entirely different world. How many of you are Harry Potter fans or have at least watched the first movie of the entire movie series? Okay, half of the club members. So you guys must be knowing this, that there was one scene in which Harry Potter had to board the Hogwarts Express, and for that he needed to be at the 9 3/4 platform. And for that he had to go through a solid wall barrier. And he had to be careful that none of the muggles noticed him vanishing. In my case, I was the Harry Potter. That shutter was a solid wall barrier that I had to go through. And I had to be careful that none of the outside people, especially the police, who were the muggle in my case, don't notice me going inside. When I went inside, it was a completely different world. People were having such good food, they were enjoying, they were having chit chat and having a very good quality time. And at that moment I realized appearances are deceptive. AAD, that's the short form of the main theme of my speech, appearances are deceptive. What looks from the outside might not be the case from the inside. I have one more incident to share that would prove my point right. Do you know what people tell me when I have the first very long and casual conversation with them? Dude, I thought you were an introvert, that you don't talk much, that you don't come to the social gatherings and you're a reserved kind of a person. And I'm like, should I consider this as a compliment or an insult? Should I be happy about it or should I be sad about it? Not sure. And have you guys not heard about this famous dialogue from the Bollywood movie? दिखता हूँ मैं बहुत innocent type का, but I should not complete the sentence. So, what happens is, what the crux is, what might look innocent may not be innocent actually in the real world. And I'm not particularly talking about myself, Toastmaster Yash is also here, and he looks so innocent. Right? Just kidding. So what happens is, coming back to the main theme, appearances are deceptive. Here, I'm talking about the assumptions or the preconceptions that people make in their minds about the situations or about other people. Right? What might appear to me as a 6, for someone else, the way he's looking at it, the same number might appear as a 9 to him. And both of us are right, none of us is wrong. It's always about how you look at the situations and never about how the situations actually are. So next time, and this also applies for the kind of relationships that you have with other people, right? The way you look at other people, the way you judge them, the way you feel about them would determine what kind of relationships you have with that person. So next time, when a person enters the room, do not judge him by the way he looks, by what is he wearing, and how good he communicates. Because all these are appearances, and appearances are deceptive. In the end, जो होता है वो दिखता नहीं, और जो दिखता है वो होता नहीं. Said by Ishan Nand Kishore Awasthi from the famous movie Tare Zameen Par. Whatever happens is not the reality, and whatever the reality is, you don't see that. Thank you, and over to the Toastmaster of the day.